Hi everyone, this is Carol from Crinkled Path Journals, and I'd love for you to join me today in a gratitude journaling entry in my Altered Cookbook Junk Journal. I have this picture with these doors from a travel brochure from Norway. I loved the doors and I thought it would make a great journaling page, and I'm kind of thinking I'm going to do a bit of a black and white page today. So let's look for something in maybe the gray tones. This might work. Since this is so big and it covers most of the page, let's go ahead and cover the page that's a little plainer. So today my gratitude journaling is about community. I am very grateful for my community, and I think that word is much larger than just the group of people who live around you. I'm going to trim this down just a little bit. And I think the reason that the church doors kind of symbolized community to me is that a lot of my closest friends are actually people that I met through church, and even more specifically through the marriage ministry that my husband and I do. I'm not going to forget to leave a pocket in the back because I won't have any place to put my journaling. So let me do this really quick. That's a reminder for me. So as I was saying, our church community, our fellow leaders who have become very dear friends, and just other friends we have at church, really rallied around us during this time that I have been rehabbing, coming back, and it's exciting to be journaling again. My arm does get fatigued, and I don't know if you watched my Sunday Snappy Snippets video, but I had written some little lists, and it's so crazy to me how much more messy my writing is right now because my whole arm and hand, everything is weak. Okay, let's see if I can cut this without ripping it. Speaking of community, my YouTube community is a big treasure to me, and this doily came from one of my new friends, Mary Beth, who reached out to me and sent me Happy Mail and did a page swap. And I just love these little doilies. So I wanted to use one without fully covering up these sides. I thought it would keep the focus on the center page a little more to cover up some of these pictures on the side. So I think I'm going to do that. Maybe I'm going to have to trim this one a little more. They mustn't be even, but that's okay. I think since I'm working on this for a little while, I'm just going to go ahead and put my book to the side. My belief in needing a community and the importance of community really comes from my belief in God, and that God is three parts in one: God the Father, Jesus, his Son, and our Savior, and the Holy Spirit. In history, any deity that's been written about, the living God of heaven is the only God who is part of community, has that in his very being. And so I believe it's a representation of how important it is. And so I try to build community in every aspect of my life, at work, at church, And now that I am on YouTube and doing junk journaling, I see value in every connection, and I feel like I can learn from anybody. For example, before surgery, I had mentioned that I was following a lot of new YouTube channels because I feel like it's very hard to get found on YouTube. And so I wanted to reach out and support new creators and people who've been around a long time, of course, have great things that they're sharing. And I'm not discounting that, but I wanted to make an effort to be part of a larger community than just the super well-known YouTubers. Oh, I did that backwards. I was going to do it this way. Well, I guess that's the way I'm doing it now, but I have to cut this one down a little more. Let's see if my hand can cut. So my experience has been in following these new people, even the ones who have a lot of subscribers, that when you comment, the majority of people are so kind and comment back. That's just very sweet to me that people in the junk journaling community seem to be very generous and kind. And I hope you found that too. I really like this picture. It doesn't scream the word community to me. This person is standing alone on a rock. What it made me think of is that when we go through stuff in life, when we feel most alone, when we have community to reach out to, that we've made an effort to contribute to that community, we care for our community and see the importance of it, then when we are feeling alone or stranded or whatever, because I definitely had some of those feelings over the last couple months because I was injured and couldn't do a lot of my normal things out and about. It's felt isolating, but only slightly, because we have such a great group of people who just have come around us and checked on us and prayed for us. And I got that crooked and it's not going to budge because it's art glitter glue. That dries so fast. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to live with it, just slightly off. You won't tell anybody, right? I think I'm gonna go ahead and ink around the edges. So I will fast forward this part. Got that all inked. So I wanted to be able to put some other things on this section. I pulled a few things to look at. Number one was I grabbed my little box with frames in it, and I was going to see if there is a frame that would look good around this lady. So that's kind of nice. Oh wait, here's a black and white one. Should we stick with the black and white theme? Yeah, I think let's do that. Okay, and then I recently, I think it was for the Amazon, what's that day called where everything's on sale? Is it Amazon Day? I can't think of what it's called. I don't know. It's left my brain. I did find some deals on some things that would be fun for junk journaling, and so I got these faux stamps. They're stickers, and I don't know if there's going to be anything black and white in here, but let me look real quick. So far I'm leaning towards those, but if I put that little red thing in, then I'm gonna have to add red somewhere else. That's cool too, just the packaging. Gonna have to use that as a journaling card somewhere someday. Okay, so a little tip that I learned from Louisa Heinzel. You know, sometimes we watch a really long video and it's entertaining and interesting, but one tiny little thing really sticks out to us. And that was the case with this. She was making clusters and she was saying to put it on a more glossy page, it tends to look like it's floating up above the page and not part of the page. And so her suggestion was that you paint a little bit of a strip on the paper, and I just have some white acrylic paint here, and I'm gonna try not to make a huge mess. And it gives your clusters or your collage kind of an anchor point that ties it to the page. And I don't know why it works, but I think you'll see what she meant and that it does. I feel like this is really runny, so I need to be careful here, or probably need to shake it and pour some out onto an actual palette instead of being lazy and just putting it straight on the page. I want my edges like more wispy. You know what? I'm just gonna put it on my desk because that's the beauty of having a glass desk, is I can use it as a palette and then just wipe it off, which I'm noticing I have a lot of glue on the desk, so I need to clean it. My cleaning muscles are not working really great. I'm going to work on the collage a little while, but hopefully I can do this while I'm creating. I'd like to talk through some ideas about ways we can support our fellow creatives and build our community amongst other creatives and junk journalers. And as junk journalers, sorry, there's a chicken that's going nuts outside my window. It's very interrupting me. Sorry about that. Anyway, she's probably done laying an egg and she's announcing to the world that she did so. So sorry, it's going to go on for a minute. On with the show here. As junk journalers, we tend to follow a lot of different art mediums because so many of them can be incorporated into what we do. We follow mixed media artists, or we follow card makers or paper crafters. I tend to follow people mostly on YouTube and Instagram, and I do follow some groups on Facebook, just a couple. I don't tend to post to those quite as often. And my advice around Facebook groups is to really read the description and the rules, because you want to know, is it following one particular artist and do they want you to only post things that you're learning from them? Or is it more of an open forum where you can post any kind of tutorial or pictures or whatever to share your work? And if you do post to those sites, make sure you stay engaged with what you posted. If people are commenting, make sure you're checking back and answering questions and just staying engaged when you do participate in those. And then, of course, liking and commenting on other people who post there. Likes and comments are across the board the way you can indicate most easily that you are supportive of somebody's content. And I thank you for the likes and comments that you've been sharing with me. The other way we can help out creatives on Instagram is to use the bookmark banner. If you click on the little banner that's up in the right hand corner, it will bookmark it so that you can then go back and look at your bookmarks. This is really useful if you see something that you want to remember, a tip that they gave you. I hope my paint was dry. I should have checked. Can't talk and craft at the same time. It wasn't. Left paint on here and that's why it's faint, but it's a good enough impression for me. Other than the fact I'm going to have to clean acrylic paint off stamps right away because it will get in there and kind of gum up your stamp and it's very hard to clean later. So let me run and do that. The bookmarks help them to be promoted a little more through the algorithm when you bookmark. Another way on Instagram is you can use tags and hashtags. If you learned something from somebody and you want to share what you learned and how you used it, and you post a picture of what you made, you can tag the original person who gave you the tip, and you can use hashtags if it's connected to some particular hashtag they're using. And you can use hashtags for collaborations and challenges on both Instagram and YouTube. I'm just going to cut that so it's not gathered. And I highly recommend joining a collaboration, or if you want to be an affiliate and create something for a designer, a lot of times you have to apply and they have to choose you, and there's certain qualifications you have to have. But there are a lot of open collaborations on YouTube too. I recently joined Thrifty Thursday, which Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming does, and I've been enjoying sharing some of my finds with that. And then I've recently started my own collaboration on YouTube, which is the Sunday Snappy Snippets, where they are quick tips, under 10-minute videos. And I'd love for you to consider joining that collaborative if you'd like to help my channel. Also on YouTube, subscribing on YouTube helps the person gain subscribers to the point that they can get monetized, which is 1,000 subscribers. While I'm not stressing about getting my channel monetized, it is a long-term goal for me, and I know others. I'm liking what's going on here. Now I said if I put this stamp on here, then I have to have some red somewhere else. Monetization is also based on watch time, and so when you skim ahead through a video, which we all do because I realize we have only a limited amount of time to watch, but allowing the video to play in completion or watching the ads, if it is monetized, makes a big difference in supporting their channel. Did you know that you have to watch the advertising for 30 seconds for the person who has a monetized channel to get some kind of credit? So if you're watching for that 5-second skip ad button, go ahead and let it play 25 more seconds. Oh, just thought of something. What I thought of when you used to visit a new church, they had these little, they almost look like embroidery, little sticky roses, and they would put one on your collar or on your lapel. It was a way to signify that you were visiting for the day. And I had one, and I've come across it probably 4 times in my organizing, and it's the teeniest tiny thing, and it's sticky. At the moment, I have absolutely zero idea where it could be. But I think I'm going to at least make an effort to look for it. And if I don't find it, then on my final scan over of the page, you will see what I decided to put instead. But I'm hoping I can find that little red rose. Another way to help creators on YouTube are sharing their videos. You can share them in social media if you have learned something from them. You can email them to a friend. Also, when you use something you learn from them in your video, you can give credit back to them and tag them in the description box. Oh, now I messed up my ribbon. I think it's time to start gluing things down, right? Another great way to help YouTubers when you are doing that tagging is to also give a shout out in your video. So as I'm gluing, I just really want to overemphasize to you how grateful I am for those of you who faithfully watch my channel, those of you who are new and just discovered me. I have some new subscribers. Thank you. I really enjoy all of your comments. I love it when on my memory keeping videos you share your stories. That's so much a part of what I want to use this community to do, is hear your story and know you a little bit more. You can also link somebody else's video by going to their video and getting the link from their share button and putting it into your description box if you want to make a recommendation for a good video to watch. So now for the last thing, after I put this on the page, I'm going to need something to put in for a journaling card. And I grabbed this stack of cards I have, and I thought I would look for maybe a get well card, because so many of our community rallied around me during this time of getting well or working back towards getting well. Creators are able to use the content that they're putting out there to let you know they have things for sale, or you can contact them about a commission for something you've seen that you would wondering if they would make you something specifically. A lot of creators do that, especially when they're starting out. And I think it definitely helps when you have been already commenting and having conversations and building that rapport, to then when you have a request that they are more likely to work with you. Here's some get well. The last thing I can think of is sending happy mail. I love happy mail, of course, from sweet subscribers who have extra stash or specialize in something. And I highly encourage you to send some. I'm getting ready to do more happy mail again soon here. And it feels really good to share and contribute to the community. I hope if you have tips that I've missed that you'll share them in the comments. Being a creator and yet still helping other creators, it really builds the strong community and encourages us to keep going and keep creating. And I understand there's a balance. We can't watch everybody, we can't comment on everything, but it's worth a little bit of time. How are you today? Just want you to remember that I will not forget to hope each day that comes along will be the best one yet. I'm probably going to glue this so the pocket doesn't go all the way to the bottom, or this will go down there and get lost. If somebody subscribes, I generally go right back and look to see if they have a channel that has content, and if it's something they're putting out regularly, or if they're just a viewer. It's good to clarify that, because a lot of times I go back and follow them as well. I cherish this community so much because of so many kind interactions I have had. And particularly, I know it seems every video for 2 months, I've mentioned something about my shoulder surgery, because it's affecting how I create. I have had nothing but positive responses. So thank you for all that. And thank you for being here today watching me just making another gratitude journal entry. I am truly grateful. I'm wondering if I should do another little piece of this here on the door for a little tab to open. The truth of the matter is we would not be where we are, any of us, without the help and support of our communities, be it our families who go junking with us, or our YouTube family and friends who watch your videos who don't have any interest in journaling. I have a couple of those who are, well, I'm never going to make them, but I'll watch your videos to support you. So that's very sweet too. And I appreciate that so much. All the things that I mentioned today have value because they encourage creators, and many of them have monetary value without you having to spend a dime. So I hope you realize how important you are to the creative community. Did you know that on average 70% of people who watch do not subscribe to channels? So thank you to our subscribers. You guys are awesome, and you're supporting us in one of the biggest ways on YouTube. So I hope to be able to capture a lot of those thoughts on this card, and it does open all the way like this. And so I have lots of journaling space. Lastly, thank you to the creators out there. I know how much time and effort it takes to create useful, entertaining, interesting, helpful, consistent content. So I want to acknowledge that your time you spend with me is very precious, and I appreciate it. And I hope that you feel also supported if you are a creator in this community or other communities. So thank you so much for coming along today. And I'll see if I can find that rose before I do my flyover for the end of this video. And I'll finish my journaling, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.